When I was in prison, I woke up early every morning to go outside so that I could feel connected, and it was just a place of peace for me. When I first got to prison, I was in a lot of pain. I felt extreme amount of pain being separated from my family, and it's a different world. It was devoid of color. Everyone wore the same thing, and in time I came to realize what a blessing it was to be able to really focus on the things that mattered, on people, on connections to others, and a connection to nature. When I got home, it just felt so different to me. The disconnection became really obvious, that people were on their phones and I didn't feel like I could just go to a neighbor and ask how they were doing, and that we shared this deep connection. In time, I started doing the same thing that I did in prison, and I came up to the canyon every day to meditate and pray and just feel that connection, because in nature, everything's connected. It works together in a perfect way, and there's balance. And I started to just connect with people. I decided that who I am and what I've been through is okay. I'm grateful for those experiences. I learned so much from the people that I met. I learned different cultures, backgrounds, challenges, and it blessed my life. I learned that I can do hard things, that the pain that I walked through became my blessing, that I am a more compassionate person, that I have deep love and empathy for others. I found strength and that I didn't know I had, and a love for my children and a love for others that is deeper and more meaningful. You know, in prison I had 4 t-shirts, 1 pair of shorts, a pair of sweats, and a pair of shoes, and I had everything that mattered. My life was simple and it was beautiful, but I didn't see it that way when I first got there. It took time. It took time for me to recognize that I truly was there because of the choices that I made, that it was my responsibility. And in owning the decisions that I made, I was free to make different decisions. I was free to choose a different future for myself. And I had the time to visualize what I wanted that future to look like. And I knew that I wanted it to be about family, that I wanted it to be about love and connection and service, and that I never wanted to get wrapped up in money, in things that seemed so meaningless to me while I was in prison. I had people reach out and say, hey, you should write a book, and I felt insecure about that because I didn't have a writing background. But what I knew is that I had so much in my heart that I wanted to say. And you know, about a year ago, it just started coming out, and I felt almost compelled to write and to share these experiences, not just mine, but the stories of these women, these amazing people that were rising above the hardest challenges. And so I started writing. And the more I wrote, the more excited, and it was kind of like this amazing adventure for me. And that is why I wrote this book, is that I wanted to connect with more people, and I wanted to share these experiences. And the love that I have for the women that I met, I needed a way to express that, and that's what my book is about. And I think that whether you have a family member that struggled, there's different stories and different experiences, and I think the common thread is that we all have the ability in any circumstance to choose the outcome by the way we respond to what's happening to us. If there's one thing that I've learned, it's that my future self is cheering me on. You know, I have something to fight for. My future self is saying, you can do this. You have a beautiful life waiting for you. And so in my hardest moments, I just wouldn't give up. And I think we can all do that, whether it's depression or whatever the challenge is. You know, I recently got sick and I did not feel like leaving the house, but what I knew is that if I got up and I came up the canyon and I walked around, that things would get better for me. And I've experienced that over and over. If we keep going, something beautiful is right around the corner. You can purchase Living Louder right now on Amazon and select bookstores.